It's Sports Not Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube. There's a competition we've been running, courtesy of our friends at Telkom, to give away some nice hampers. I can now tell you that it consists of a device that you're going to be getting, some data that you're going to be getting, and some Puma merchandise as well that you're going to be getting there. What is it? I think it's a T-shirt, there's a hat, there's all sorts of Puma merchandise in that hamper as well. I'm going to give it away to one person today. They sent in their songs, amaGwijo. You know what amaGwijo is, right? It's a chant. It's a war cry. You send us a war cry, motivating the Proteas. They play New Zealand next, so it's a big one. You need to send it to us. We play it. We then choose two out of the ones sent on that day. We allow you to vote, and whoever it is that gets the most vote wins. That's how it works. We've got our two for today. We'll play for them. We'll play them for you a little bit later on, and you'll decide who you're giving it to. I love both versions of the songs that you're going to hear, of the motivation. The Proteas are going to be getting these as well. We're going to send them to the girls, and they're going to get a chance to listen to you guys with the war cries and the chants. It's 16 after the hour 6. That's going to be happening towards the end of the show. Right now, though, Banyana Banyana, their talking point. Everybody's looking and watching the World Cup. I mean, I wake up every morning and I plan my meetings for after the games. It's becoming a little bit difficult now because obviously the games are a little bit later on. But Jerry Shabalala is the Mamelodi Sundowns ladies coach and football analyst as well. He joins us now on the line. He has the most players of any team in that Banyana Banyana squad. Jerry, thank you so much for talking to us and welcome to Sports Night Amplified with Andile.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, it's great to have you, Jerry. I think it's the first time, Jerry, no?
Yeah, it's the first time.
Hey, man, look at that. Hey. Umsherere, upopile, boy. Jerry, I mean, for you, there's very few people that can speak women's football with in South Africa who are currently available, like the likes of Gloria Brown, Janine van Wyk and yourself. You've got the most members in that national team. But before we even go to Banyana Banyana and Team South Africa, what has been your thoughts on the overall standard of competition at the World Cup at the moment? What do you think? I mean, I saw the USA, they're not the team they used to be. I saw Germany, they're not the team they used to be. Japan is still cooking. Canada as well. A big shock of that. But for you, is this the standard of where women's football is?
Look, Andrea, I always said women's football is growing, and it's growing leaps and bounds. When you look at the so-called teams that are being ranked higher compared to the new ones that are coming into the tournament, you can see that the gap is closing slowly but surely. And when you look at games that played sometime today, one would expect USA to walk over Portugal. But you saw the performance from the minnows that the teams are working really, really, really hard to close that gap. So the standard it has improved drastically.
I can believe that. And who are the new superpowers? Because, I mean, like I said, if Canada, if the USA, if Germany, Spain as well, who we've known, Brazil, I mean, haven't cooked in a while, but these are teams that ordinarily are the superpowers when it comes to women's football. They haven't quite impressed. I mean, the USA, they got in by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, for sure. I won't say there's a new kid on the block, but they've been in the World Cup. They've won it before. Watch out for Japan, you know. It's one of the things that really showed me to say, look, we want to compete. It took them time to build towards this World Cup. You know, for the previous two World Cups, they were not there. They were not just competing that much. But while they were not competing, they were building, and you can see what they were building.
Yeah, and the African teams, Zambia already out. You know, Nigeria qualified, Morocco, then there's South Africa. It seems once again very much like in the men's, although we're progressing in the men's, it seems with the women's teams, Africa as a continent, we still lag a bit behind, Jerry.
Yeah, I think I won't say we lag that much. You just got to look in terms of how the teams play. You know, I think our African teams, we give too much respect to these European teams and these Asian teams. If we could just go into those games with our minds clear and say we're competing 11v11 here, there's no rankings and all that, you know. I think we can cause a lot of major upset. You look at Morocco, what Morocco did to South Korea. You look at a team like Nigeria, what they did to the islands and all those other teams. And it tells you that...
I mean, Nigeria holding Canada the way they did too.
Can you just believe that? And Canada, they are Olympic champions. Believe that, you know. So if you go into the boxing ring and go out there and say, I'm going in there to fight, I'm not going to defend, then you stand a good chance. You stand a good chance to cause an upset.
Indeed. Now, the focus, of course, Jerry, needs to be in and around our current team, Banyana Banyana. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'd love for us to speak about them, particularly from your knowledge voice, because you've got the most players of any team that are part of that current squad. What are your thoughts on it? And then the big one as well, but we'll get into that after the break. If you just joined us, Jerry Shabalala is with us. He's the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns ladies team, the most successful women's coach in the history of South African football. It's Sports Are Amplified with Andile. We're running a competition. Of course, very proud of what the Proteas are doing, and in celebration of the Proteas and in support of the Proteas, alongside with Telkom, we're saying, hey, let's give you a hamper. Let's throw in a device in that hamper. Let's throw in some 10 gigabyte data LTE, some Puma merchandise as well, some gear there so you look nice. We're putting it all into one nice hamper and giving it to anybody that sends us on, where is it now? 060-552-7303. amaGwijo. A nice war cry, a nice song. I'll give you some examples from the two that we've got. We've chosen two. We're going to play both of them. We'll have them on the line, and you guys are going to call and vote. And whoever gets the best out of 5 will be the winner today. We'll do the same tomorrow until end of the week. Jerry Shabalala is our guest at the moment. He's a Mamelodi Sundowns ladies coach. Jerry, I hope you heard what I said before we went, because I honestly believe so, and I'm yet to be proven wrong, and I'm willing to have this conversation. You're the most successful women's coach in the history of this country.
I didn't know that. I was shocked, you know.
But Jerry, think about what you've achieved.
Collapse from the couch and say, "Hey,
think about what you've achieved, though. I mean, it's phenomenal. And one of these days, you know, when we're not speaking World Cup, we must have you in the studio so we can talk to you about what you've done as well, because you've done phenomenal.
Well, we still need to achieve more, man. We still need to achieve more. We haven't done much what we expected to do, but we really appreciate what we have done for the country, but we still want to work more and achieve more.
Sundowns men's team, but the Champions League, but the league after league, league after league. Come on now. It's 25 after the hour 6. The focus, though, is on Banyana Banyana. What have your thoughts been?
Andile?
Can you hear me? Jerry, you there? All right, so we're struggling there with Jerry a little bit, so we're going to try and get Jerry back to me. I'm going to send Jerry back to you so we can perhaps call him again and get him on a better line. Maybe an opportunity then, Malcolm, for us to play the two songs that have been chosen. Have a listen to this, because come 1845, when we take your calls, I'm going to want your votes as to which one of these two songs you're going with. That's two of them, amaGwijo, competing today. There'll be one every day till Friday. Have a listen.
From Cape to Cairo, Morocco to Madagascar, Aidone Azania Israeletu, so itata nge freedom charter, Ayazania Israeletu, Morocco to Madagascar, Azania Israeletu.
All right, that's the one. So we're going to pause it there, Malcolm. We're going to pause it there. I'll play you the other one just after we've spoken to Jerry. Jerry, we've got you back on the line. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Andile.
Yeah, so I was saying, Jerry, Banyana Banyana, what are your thoughts so far on the entire thing? 2 games played now, not a single victory so far, a loss and a draw, both coming after we had led those games. What has been your assessment of it?
Yeah, look, the game against Sweden, I think it would have been nicer for us had we got a draw over that game. But it was just unfortunate, and we had an opportunity. We led that game, you know. It was just unfortunate that we conceded those 2 goals in the last few minutes of the game. But we redeemed ourselves quite well when we played against Argentina, and we led the game 2-0. The game, I thought that we could have wrapped it up, you know, but it wasn't to be again, and We've got another one coming tomorrow, a very, very tough one against Italy, because Italy are also looking at getting maximum points. We also want to get maximum points. It's going to be a bit difficult for both teams.
And then, and I know it's difficult for you from a coach's point of view, but from an analyst point of view, which you are, you can perhaps say this. When you watch the matches, where do you think that South Africa could have done better?
Now, especially the game against Argentina. Yeah, the game against Argentina. I think we could have managed the game. We could have tried to manage the game better in terms of us trying to keep. We're leading 2-0. We needed to keep possession more. The more we keep possession, we frustrate them, and they're going to get frustrated. They're going to come try us, and we were going to get one or two of those breaks. So I think the management of the game let us down there.
And then the big one, Jay. And your phone has probably been ringing more than any other South African when it comes to this World Cup. The big one. There's been a huge conversation about our goalkeeping department. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I've been getting calls about this. Look, from our side as Mamelodi Sundowns, all the players before they go to a national team camp, we've got a medical department, which we submit the reports of the players to SAFA's medical team. They check if the players are okay, and if the players are okay, the players are free to participate in the tournament.
Mm.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is Andile is fit to play.
Yeah, what I'm saying is Andile is fit to play. When you look at the games that we've played prior, before they got to World Cup, yes, she was on the bench for a couple of.
She last played in April, Jerry.
Come again?
She last played in April.
Yeah, the reason behind that she last played in April, there was a time when she was injured on her ankle.
She had an ankle injury, I remember.
Yes, and when she came back at that time, Sadie was doing well in goals. You can't just demoralize another player and say because she's there, come back. But Sadie she was doing well, and she had to understand that Sadie she's doing well, and she didn't play those games.
Oh, were you then surprised that Andile gets picked to go to the World Cup, if that's the case? She's played 5 games this whole season, this entire year, in fact, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I was not surprised at all. Sometimes, Thomas, the player, what the quality of the players, and what the player is capable of, and when the coach believes in you, and when the coach selects you, she selects you with the reason, knowing quite well what you are capable of. And I wouldn't know the reasons behind why did the coach select it, but it's the coach's choice to select which player I want in the national team, and it's the coach's choice to select which player is going to start the game. So basically, the decision lies with the coaches.
Are you surprised, though, when you watch the matches? Are you surprised that she's not playing?
Look, when I look, I can't take the performance from WAFCON. On a coach's point of view, one would look at the recent performance of the player and say, let me see, do I play here? Do I play the first choice? Or do I play? So you would look into those things.
Do you think Kaylin has done or not done enough to still keep the number 1 jersey? Watching the 2 matches, do you think Kaylin has, as many have said and many have asked, has not deserved that number 1? Perhaps after that first game, now after 2 games. And once again, I ask from your analyst point of view, because you understand football. Do you think she deserves to get into the 3rd game as well at number 1?
Look, Andile, as much as one could believe whatever that he or she wants to believe, but at the end of the day, the coach is the one who would decide whether she gave her whatever that she was expecting from the goalkeeper.
You're giving me a coach's answer. You're not giving me an analyst's answer. I want an analyst's answer, Jir.
And sometimes I tend to forget I'm an analyst. It's not a permanent thing. I'm an
analyst. Part-time.
Yeah, no. It's very difficult for me to get a part-time mood. Part-time mood is got the corner, but I will give you the answer as the coach.
So what are you saying? Do you this 3rd game? Do you think Andile should be playing? Do you think Kaylin has done enough to keep her spot at number 1 and that she should go? I mean, Deja Ellis speaks about her distribution, saying that she's one of the best distributors of the ball. They like to play from the back, and she can do that, and that's what she's looking for, and that's why she brought her on at number 1. what are your thoughts over the whole goalkeeping department at the moment? Because it's the biggest talk.
Yeah, as much as it's the biggest talk, if the coach believes that the goalkeeper has done well for her and she managed to help them to go out from the back, I think, according to what the coach has said, that she still deserves to play the next game. That if the coach gives you that kind of an answer and say she helps us to go out from the back, and going forward, it will also depend what does the coach want. Does the coach want them to start from the back? Does the coach want them to play long? So it will be up to the coach whether she's selecting her again or she's bringing in changes.
Okay, Jay, I can see I'm not going to get anything here. You're on Mike Tyson Iron Lock today. But, Jerry, thank you so much for talking to us. The game, do you think we win this one? I mean, it's an important one. We can't draw. We can't lose points. It's an outward win here that we need in order to progress to where no South African team have ever been to. Do you think we take this one? What is your analytical coach's point of view?
You know, I always say when it's a big BMT, you know, those BMT games, Banyana, they will always come on top. Tomorrow, watch Banyana. We're coming home with a win.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Jerry Shabalala, Mamelodi Sundowns ladies coach. We must have that man come back here and sit in the studio with us, because what he's achieved in women's football and in football is just nothing short of amazing. It's exactly 18:33 on the Mighty Metro FM. There is currently a live match on. Zimbabwe taking on Sri Lanka. It's the second quarter at the moment, with 12 minutes remaining of it. Zimbabwe are leading by 7 points. It's 20-13. Sri Lanka slowly coming back from this one here, but hopefully Zimbabwe are able to keep the victory here. 6:34. Malcolm, let's play the other song. Let's play the other song. We've played you one. I hope you heard it. Now here's the other one.
Ngiyazi ukuthi babe uyangithanda. Oh baby ngiyasifela ngawe. Zabarabaraba simbarimpa. Ngiyazi ukuthi babe uyangithanda. My baby ngiyasifela ngawe. Zabarabaraba simbaramba. Oh baby suyenza lento. My baby ngiyasifela ngawe. Sabarabaraba sebaraba. Hi ma sinenhlanhla lona.
Sinenhlanhla umshangale yahema yabona ngangibhrive ngale yahema. Let's take a break. When we come back, Ashfaq Mohammed is waiting for us. We're going to be speaking about the Springboks. They have selected their team. We've seen the two games, the best and the worst, maybe many might say. An Argentina team that we should have beaten, a New Zealand team that proved to be too strong for us. But what do we have waiting for us at the World Cup with the performances that we've put up so far? And then in 10 minutes' time, we take your calls. You need to vote on the two songs, but also a reflection on what you've heard now between Ashfaq when we speak to him, as well as Coach Jerry Shabalala. The number to call, 086-000-2160. Remember, you can still send us your songs as well. We're going to take those songs and throw them forward till tomorrow. We're going to do this for the next 3 days, and there'll be a cell phone device, 10 gigabytes of data LTE, as well as a hamper merchandise with Puma stuff in it as well. I've got a question here who says, Andile, if we win that match against Italy, is that it? We go through to the next round? I mean, big chances are yes, because we're hoping that Sweden is going to beat Argentina, or at least if they have a draw. But we are still waiting results between Sweden and Argentina in that match as well. So it's not all just up to us winning that match. But if we don't win that match, there's no conversation to be had. If we don't win that match, there's no conversation to be had. If we draw, then we're sitting on 2 points, and Italy are above us anyway because they're sitting on 3. If we beat Italy, then we sit on 4 points, which means we've got more than what Italy can get. But Argentina, if they beat Sweden, then it depends on margins. Then we're sitting here counting goal difference. Then we're sitting here mathematicking. That's what's going to happen in that case. It's 38 after the hour 6. Let's go to Ashfaq Mohammed, who now joins us live from Cape Town, if I'm not mistaken. Ashfaq, of course, is here to talk to us about all things rugby. IOL reporter. I've been reading all the reports, and I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, Ashfaq.
Hey, good evening, Andile. Yes, at this stage I can understand your nervousness, Andile, but don't worry, man. The World Cup's still coming. It's still a few weeks away. The guys will be ready.
But what's going to change in a few weeks?
They're holding fire on Andile, I'm telling you. The same similar concerns, 2019. They went into the All Black game, lost the All Black game, and thought, here's the end of the World Cup, you know, the Boks have got no chance, and then they won 6 in a row and went all the way to the title. It is all about shadow boxing at this moment. Do you want to show your whole hand a whole month before the tournament? No ways. You know, you've got to hold something back, like the Springboks did actually before the 2019 final against England. When England beat the All Blacks in that semi-final, everybody thought the Boks had no chance in that final because England was so powerful and they played with their backs. And, you know, the Boks played this big kicking game against Wales in their semi-final, and it's just, we all thought there's no way the Boks can even score a try. And then what happened? They scored twice. For the time, even in a World Cup final, Makazole Mapipi, the first one, and then Ncube the second. Who can forget? So that is what I'm saying. Bear in mind, these guys have done it. They've been through this whole process. They know exactly. It's all about timing. I mean, 2019, yes, it was disappointing to lose to the All Blacks, but in a bigger scheme of things, it didn't count for that much because it was all about peaking at the right time. So do you want to play your best rugby now, like I think the All Blacks are doing at the moment?
They're playing amazing rugby.
They look
if they play anywhere and anyone the way that the All Blacks play South Africa, I don't see a single team in the world stopping them.
Yeah, but look, the pressure of the World Cup is a different beast. Everything is on the line. It is not Super Rugby. It is not Rugby Championship. You just throw the ball around and you don't really care if you win and how many points you score and whatever. It's totally different at the World Cup. And, you know, the Boks have the pedigree. They've done it. They've won it 3 times. They know exactly what's required. And this group of players as well. You know, it's a nice mixture now with some new faces coming through, like a Curtly Arends, who's been devastating every time he gets onto the field. You know, so there's that mixing and matching. It also needs to take place, and they still waiting for Sia Kolisi to get over his injury. And they
Pollard as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is my issue with those injuries. To say, yes, we're missing them now, but between now and the time they get ready, when do they get match fit in order to start taking on the World Cup? That is a big worry too.
Yes, it is, particularly with those 2 players, with Sia and Andile, because, you know, you wouldn't want to leave it too late. The last warm-up game was against the All Blacks in London at Twickenham on the 25th of August, and then the first World Cup game was against Scotland on the 10th of September. So you would think if they're going to play any role against Scotland, they need to play some rugby in that last warm-up against the All Blacks. If they miss out on that, then it will be unfair to them and to the team then to pick them against Scotland. Then they must rather sit out that game or play off the bench. But then you can't start those guys and tell them, you know, play at the best because they haven't played for how many months now? Then you must go with Mani Libok at Flower rather.
I guess that's earned privilege from a Kolisi and Pollard point of view. But I just wonder, do we look at an option where we say we might go into the World Cup and not have them at all? Because there must be a possibility. There must be a slight possibility.
Look, I think if they weren't going to make it, if there wasn't a good chance, then they would have been taken out of the system already. Because what is the point of keeping them if they're not going to play any part at the World Cup? So I'm not saying they might not miss Scotland, the first game. They might miss Scotland, might even miss the second one. They might even miss the Ireland game. But you would think at least the last pool match against Tonga and then a quarterfinal, they will be ready for those 2. So at the minimum, you know, at the minimum. Because if they're not ready for the last pool game, then how can they play in a World Cup quarterfinal when everything is on the line? So I don't think it's that bad to the effect that you're saying perhaps they won't play at all. But certainly it is a concern if they don't play against that All Blacks in that last warm-up game.
I've seen what Jacques has been doing with the squad. Nidab has been, tweaking and messing around here and there with it and, doing the squad rotation thing, which has me a little bit nervous as well because at this point, I would think that, you've pretty much got your squad. You've pretty much got who it is and perhaps you're trying combinations, perhaps you're trying, who works best here and there, but I don't know about where we are. I'm a little bit nervous, like I said, Ashfaq. I'm a little bit nervous about all of this.
It's fully understandable, Andile. I know a lot of Bok fans, even replying to my tweets, and I was saying after the Argentina game last week where they just won 22-21.
Such a narrow margin. I was on the edge of my seat.
It was a poor performance. They made really silly mistakes, that you don't expect from a Bok team at the, so experienced also. But there's time. And the big thing is a World Cup, not the warm-up game, not the Rugby Championship. all about peaking at the right time. And knowing that the players who are there, we know these players, even the new guys that's coming in like Mani Labok, and then we know their quality. So it's not a case of, oh, we're unsure and no, he's not good enough or he hasn't proven himself. These guys are proven. It's all about getting the right
He's
team
got 6 caps, doesn't he?
Team at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about Mani Libok, the Stormer. He's got 6 caps, if I'm not mistaken, already.
Yes.
So he has a Kanan Moody as well, sitting on 5 caps. A lot of young players, but you've got Jean Klein as well that comes in.
Yes, Jean Klein is now the number 4 lock, sort of back up to Eben Etzebeth. But Eben, after the tragedy of his dad passing away, it was a difficult time in New Zealand for him against the All Blacks. But this past weekend, he was excellent. The old Eben that we know, he was brilliant, man of the match. So there's no worries there. But Jean Klein, also experienced guy, played for Ireland before. URC, we know with Munster as well. So, he's a hard, tough battle guy. He knows what's required on a test pitch.
I feel like it doesn't matter how well he does and how well he plays. The expectation on Magazole Mapimpi is just so big on his ability that we're always left a little bit disappointed with every performance, not because he hasn't done well, but because we just see him as the way the New Zealanders used to see Jonah Lomu perhaps back in the day.
Yeah, he set his own high standards, Andile. Makazole is brilliant. He's been, I was hunting for him to be in a box team 2 years before he was even selected. He was doing so well with the Southern Kings and then with the Cheetahs. And only when he got to the Sharks was he picked in a Springbok team. So, his own high standards, he knows he can improve. He knows he's a better player than what he's shown over the last few games. But there's also, we can't deny that Kirkley Arendse has been excellent. He's coming into the fold now, So if a guy is playing at his best, at the top of his game, and someone like Makazole just 2% of his, then you can sort of see a difference, So I'm glad that Makazole is getting another start this weekend, and we all want to see him at his best, scoring those tries in the left-hand corner.
Well, we're going to speak about them a lot more, of course. Kirkley Arendse, I'm glad to see the Bulls man part of the replacements in that team there. Of course, we play, I think it's Argentina in Buenos Aires next, so look forward to that there. We'll keep in touch, Ashfaq, because building up to this World Cup, I think the expectations, because of who we've been over the last 4 or 5 years, are huge. Whereas when we've gone into a World Cup with no expectation, because the previous one, Japan, had whooped us so badly, it was so much better. But now the nerves are with me. We'll keep in touch.
Thanks a lot, Andile.
Appreciate it. Ashfaq Mohammed there. It's 8:45. We've spoken rugby. We've spoken a little bit of women's football. I can't tell you the score in netball. Zimbabwe are sitting on 32 with a minute to go in quarter 2, and Sri Lanka on 21. So that's a good lead there. 11-point lead from Zimbabwe with 2 quarters still to play. Anything can still happen there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll play you both those songs again. Remember, there's a lots to give away. You vote for whom it is that you think is best, but also we can comment and keep the conversation back to sports. But firstly, let's take care of the winnings. Do we have both of them on the line? We'll have both on the line. All right, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to speak to both the entrants. They'll speak to their song. I'm giving them 10 seconds to say something. We'll play her song, and then we'll come back. And then, so Snitlanta's going to be first. We'll speak to the Snitlanta, play her song. She's only got 10 seconds. And then I'm going to go to Tabang, play his song. Keep them both on the line as we ask you to vote. Whoever gets to 3 votes first is the winner. They'll walk away with a device, 10 gigabytes data, LTE, as well as Puma merchandise, courtesy of Telkom. Snitlanta.
Hello, Andile.
Are you well?
I'm well, thank you. Yourself?
This is about netball. Have you been watching the Netball World Cup?
I did watch it recently.
Okay, and how do you think South Africa's doing? The Proteas, how are they doing?
They're doing very well considering the fact that they've been winning.
And then their match against New Zealand is next.
I'm probably going to watch that too.
Your song, tell me about it. You've got 10 seconds, go. Motivate for people to vote for you, basically. You've got 10 seconds, go.
It's an old sleepy song, but it's also a love song. You know, when you have a lot of people singing it, then it sounds very nice. And it is a love
One,
song.
cut her. We don't want to hear Snitlata anymore. Let's play the song. Here it is.
Ngiyazi ukuthi babe uyangithanda. Oh baby ngiyasifela ngawe. Zabarabaraba simbarimpa. Ngiyazi ukuthi babe uyangithanda.
Will it make a team, Malcolm?
My baby ngiyasifela ngawe. Zabarabaraba simbaramba. Oh,
All right,
baby,
that's
so
enough.
yes,
That's
I
enough.
go.
I don't want to get into that part. Lang chama khona sinehlahla. Let's leave that. Let's go to Tabang. Tabang is out in Mayorsdale. Tabang. Hey, listen, man. The guys at Telkom are like, let's support the Proteas. Let's support the Spa Proteas. Let the guys support them as well. But I'm not sure. Are you watching? Are you supporting? Are you following netball?
Yes, I've been watching it.
All right. And do you normally follow netball, or is this just because there's a World Cup?
Not really. I'm not quite a fan of netball, but I do because of the World Cup. I've been watching it. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, man. We welcome everybody, new and old. You've got 10 seconds. Motivate for your song. Why must they vote for you?
Actually, it's a war cry. So when we're singing this song, we just thinking of the way we were enslaved back in the days, you know.
That's it. Your time's up, Tabang. Thank you so much. Here it is. This is Tabang's song.
From Cape to Cairo, oh Morocco to Madagascar, I want Azania Israelethu. So itata freedom charter.
All right. Thank you so much, Malcolm. Those are the two songs, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've been sending yours because tomorrow we'll be doing the same. So you have to send them today for tomorrow. We'll pick two. We had hundreds that were sent, and we chose these two. So I want to hear, who do we have on the line, guys? It's time for vote. Which one is yours? Timmy, get them on, and let's have the Sinong out in Rusty. Sinong.
From Cape to Cairo.
Hi, Bo.
That's my vote. From Morocco to Madagascar.
I thank you, Sinong. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Remember, it's the first to get to three that walks away with it. Sinong has already given Tabang the first vote. They appreciate it. Timmy, let's move on. Who do we have none? Hi. Hello? Oh, Timmy, not quick enough with those calls. Timmy, we need at least three. Remember, it's the first to get to three. Tabang is on one. Sinentlantla. We can take them straight, Timmy. Don't even bother to write names and do the whole thing. Let's take them straight. Hi.
Hi.
Who do we have?
Nkanta.
Ntlantla, who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Nkanta. I mean, you're speaking to Nora. I'm voting for Nkanta.
Ntlantla, Nora, Ntlantla, I'm not sure. Yeah, Nora, not just Rob. Nora, I appreciate it. We'll take that one. So it's one for Sinentlantla, one for Tabang. Let's go to the next one. Hi. Hello? Yes, sir. Talk to me. Talk to me. No, hello? Timmy, no. Hi. Okay, Timmy, we have to move on. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Tada, talk to me.
Hey, from Cape to Cairo, we are conquering the world.
All right.
Something.
Thank you very much. It's two for Tabang, one for Sinentlantla. Tabang, if you get the next one, you're the winner, Sinentlantla. Hey, man, I wouldn't stop. I'd try again. But if you get the next one, at least it goes to sudden death. Let's see. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, Ma.
Hey, Tada. Ay, Jimmy, what's your vote? You have a vote. What's a malamang?
Kita magas na or gas ma.
What's a malas na What's your kapil? Thank you, Jimmy Macau. Jimmy Macau makes it 2-2. Whoever it is now is the decider. One more. Hi. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man. Who am I talking to?
My name is William.
William, did you hear both songs?
Yeah, I want to vote.
Telkom want to make sure that you heard both songs. Did you hear both songs?
Yeah, I heard both songs.
Tell me about the songs. What were they? What were the songs before you vote? Because I'm not sure if you heard them.
Yeah, and then the other one, what's the name?
See, you don't even know the name. We know who you're voting for. Who are you voting for?
I want to vote for Tabang. What are you doing now? Come on.
So you're voting for Tabang?
I want to vote for Tabang.
It's Women's Month. It's netball. Who are you voting for?
Hey, my brother, I want to vote for Tabang.
Thank you very much. It's all over, Sinentlantla. I'm terribly sorry. Try again. Don't stop. You can definitely try again. Tabang, congratulations. You have Tabang on the line? Tabang, congratulations, man. You get yourself a device, 10 gigabytes LTE data, and also some cool Puma merchandise courtesy of Telkom. Thank you so much, yeah?
Thank you very much, my
Try again, yeah? Don't despair.
No problem.
I love your voice, if anything. I really do. Thank you so much, guys. It's 18:55. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's focus back on the matters at hand. We spoke about Banyana Banyana. Their game is tomorrow. It's a big one. And then, of course, the Springboks as well, if you want to throw that in there. There is currently a live match on, so we can throw that in there as well. We'll play some of your voice notes. It's 6:56, so that was a little bit of fun. We'll do it again tomorrow. The songs are coming in thick and fast, so we'll spend time now listening to them. We'll choose two, put them on the air, and tomorrow you guys will get to choose another winner. Thank you so much to our partners, of course, for coming on board with us on this one. Let's play some voice notes from the conversations we've had so far.
Good evening, Andile. Look, all the best to Banyana for tomorrow. Hopefully the coach will introduce new tactics. We can't be defending the entire match. I mean, the players get exhausted.
We have to win. We don't have a choice.
So hopefully she can tweak something here and there, and then it can work. And all the best to Banyana.
But once again, it's not just up to us.
Banyana Banyana ngijabule ngokudlala ngayo kodwa kumele igweme ukwenza ama-free kick angenasidingo nama-corner kick. Mawuthi uyabheka nje sidlala nani igame yethu yokuqala leyakhona le eyayenza ukuthi siluze leya game yayingenasidingo kakhulu. No-goalkeeper wethu mangabe kubuyela unumber 1 wethu u-Andile Dlamini cishe singakhona ukuwina le game against i-Italy. Bafisela okuhle impela amantombazana akithi asenze siyiqhenye. Undumiso lo.
Evening, Miss Andile, Espershon du Sanj from Divan. Yeah, I just would like to wish Banyana Banyana all the best tomorrow. Yeah, hope they're gonna win the game against Italy and hope for the best. Sweden beating Argentina and going through to the next round. Yeah, but I think after all this World Cup, I think as a country we have to sit down. I think something like a football indaba as a country. Yeah, since 2010, things just went astray in our country. Big up to your show.
Yeah, Lisibe, let me take Lisibe very quickly just before we take or have a conversation with Faith, who's coming on now. Lisibe.
Hey, good evening, how are you?
I'm good. Lisibe, having listened to Brajeri, he coaches and he's with Andile every single day at training. Andile hasn't played since April, played 5 games this season. What do you make of this conversation about she should be number 1 tomorrow?
No, the problem, I think you once time is against me. Posted us first to say that Andile only played, I think, 5 games. So if I was the coach, I'll go with form and who has played most. But then again, in closing, Andile, I would like to disagree with what you have said last night about depending on Sweden. This nation of South African football, always depending on our other opponents to do us favor, must come to an end. We had our chances, we blew it.
But what do you mean? If they lose, it's over. What do you mean? Like if they lose and depending on the margin they lose, we need that to happen.
We need that to happen, but this thing of always us scratching our scars, punching our calculators, it's a South African problem that needs to come to an end, to be honest.
Well, we need to win then. We need to win our games.
Sorry?
We need to win our games. It's as simple as that.
Yes.
All right, Lisibe, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Davik says, hey, how are you? Sharp. We're out of here. We'll do it again tomorrow between 6 and 7, just after the touchdown. Do join myself and my entire team. If you're sending in your songs, you might win yourself some great goodies. Pella. And so me.